Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Most respected Secretary and Correspondent, sir. Respected Treasurer, sir. Beloved Assistant Secretary, sir. Respected Principal, sir. Dynamic Directors, Vice Principal, Additional Vice Principal, and faculty members. Greetings and a very warm welcome to everyone to this webinar on Fundamentals of Research and Publication. It is truly a pleasure It is truly a pleasure to meet every one of you here, eager to delve into the world of academic research. Let us begin this auspicious occasion with prayer. May I now request Dr. A.M. Ali Ibrahim, Assistant Professor of Arabic, to recite few verses from the Holy Quran.
Thank you, sir. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين صدق الله العلي العظيم. Thank you for the opportunity, sir.
Thank you, sir. A dynamic and a passionate researcher known for unwavering commitment to perfection. It is my immense pleasure to invite Dr. A. Shahjahan, Dean of Research, to welcome the gathering.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Most respected Principal of JAMAL MOHAMED College, esteemed resource person Dr. Abdur Rahman from NIT Andhra Pradesh, Additional Vice Principal for Women Section, Dean of Arts Women, Dean of Science Women, IQAC Coordinator Dr. Sayyid Batsa, Organizing Secretary for this program Dr. Masood Ahmed, faculty members, friends, and my dear research scholars. Assalamu alaikum and pleasant good afternoon to one and all. It is my great pleasure to welcome one and all for this webinar on fundamentals of research and publication. In this regard, first of all, I welcome the man. He's a man of dedication, hard work, and success. That is our principal. I welcome you, sir. I welcome our resource person, Dr. Abdur Rahman, NIT from Andhra Pradesh. I welcome you, sir. And on behalf of our college management, principal, and faculty members, I thank the resource person for accepting our invitation. Thank you, sir. I welcome Additional Vice Principal for Women's Section, Dr. Famida Banu, Dr. Dean of Arts and Dean of Science, IQC Coordinator, Dr. Masood Ahmed, faculty members, research scholars, for your presence and cooperation. Research methodology is the backbone for research, all kind of research activities. Knowledge on fundamental and principles of research methodology is the prerequisite for quality research and publication. Our research person, Dr. Abdur Rahman, he published several articles in Q1 journal. He has very good impact factor. So he is the suitable person for speaking about quality research and publication. So I hope this webinar will be very more informative and useful for all of us. Once again, I welcome one and all. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I'm honored to welcome a leader who embodies excellence in every sense of the word. A true visionary whose tireless dedication and meticulous attention to detail have elevated our standards and inspired us all to aim higher. May I request our respected principal to deliver the presidential address. Please, sir.
All praise be to the Almighty, the most beneficent and merciful. Most distinguished resource person and chief guest of today's program, Dr. Abdur Rahman, Faculty of English, National Institute of Technology, Andhra Pradesh. Respected Dean, Research, Dr. Shahjahan, the Coordinator of IQAC, Dr. Syed Ali Badishah, the Deans, heads of the departments, faculty members, and my dear researchers, very good afternoon, all of you. I'm very happy to participate in this webinar organized jointly by the Center for Research and the IQAC on fundamentals of research and publications. So this is one of the important factor, especially the Department of Research has taken up. For every teacher, research is one of the dimensions: teaching, learning, evaluation, research, and administration. We have 5 different dimensions, and research is also playing a vital role. In our institution, of course, nearly 70% of the faculty members, they have been pursuing research. After completion of their PhD degree, still they are guiding students and they are making publications. Since many senior faculty, they are retiring every year, the tempo is slightly reduced. The juniors, especially the youngsters, they should take up the job. They have to fill up the gap so that our institution, they can flourish well in research. I'm happy to note that no other institution has been publishing so many patents. It can be the regular patent or design patents. Even the leading institutions, premier institutions, they do not have that type of patent research. But our faculty members, they are taking initiative and they have been doing filing patents, and many patents are granted to our faculty members. My hearty congratulations to the Center for Research for encouraging our faculty members to file their patents. Not only that, I take this opportunity to thank our magnanimous management for honoring them with incentives or honorariums for publishing papers and also publishing patents. Every research, the values, the data, the outcome should be tabulated, should be shown to the public. That can be done only through publications. Whenever you do research or whenever you complete your research or one module of the research, immediately you have to identify the journals and you should make the publications. Then only it is able to know the publications, the details can be known by other researchers. Your publications should be made vital. Then only the other researchers can follow up your research and you will also get more citations. These citations will have the major impact with our NIRF and also for NAC accreditation process. Every year, this NIRF, when we calculate, when we submit the data, we are in running short of the publications. Though our management is giving the incentives and Center of Research is taking all kind of initiatives, still there is some slackness with our staff members. I invite all the staff members to take part in research and in full throttle do the research and make or publish your papers periodically so that we can also be in the research arena, not only nationally, but global. So that with this, we have the resource person, Dr. Abdur Rahman, who is the researcher par excellence, especially in the area of publications. So that we are all fortunate that today he is able to find time to interact with our staff members and researchers. So I appreciate once again the Center for Research and IQAC for having organized such a wonderful webinar. I wish the program a grand success. Wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your insightful and informative words. A hard-working teacher and meticulous planner. May I request Dr. M. Syed Ali Badusha, coordinator of IQAC, to introduce the resource person.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Most respected principal, Dean Research, Additional Vice Principal, and faculty members. I am very happy to present before you Dr. Abdur Rahman, a distinguished academician and a researcher of English language teaching. Dr. Abdur Rahman is currently working as Faculty of English at the National Institute of Technology, Andhra Pradesh. Dr. Rahman completed his PhD in English language teaching at Vellore Institute of Technology, Vellore, where he specialized in the integration of artificial intelligence in language. He has an impressive record of research publications in Q1 and Scopus journals, especially Artificial Intelligence Review, Interactive Learning Environments, and the World Journal of English Language. His work primarily focused the use of intelligent voice assistants and artificial intelligence tool in for enhancing oral language fluency and reducing the foreign language anxiety. Apart from his journal contribution, Dr. Rahman contributed book chapters, and he has authored a book on world history, and even holds a patent on AI-based device for measuring utterance fluency in English. His academic expertise has been recognized through several awards, including the Brahman Research Award and the best outgoing student from the New College, Chennai. And he has been contributing he has a collaboration with the national and international bodies, and he serves as a reviewer for many journals, and he has delivered many guest lectures, workshops, and seminars across India. Dr. Rahman's expertise spans language pedagogy, AI in education, research writing, personality development, and soft skill training, making him an inspiring mentor for both students and faculty. We are indeed honored to have him with us today as a resource person, and we look forward to gain valuable insight from his academic and research experience. With this, let me request Dr. Abdur Rahman to address this forum, this gathering. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for such a warm introduction. First of all, I would like to thank the management for providing such a wonderful opportunity. It is an honor for me to present in front of Jamal Mohammed College. Ever since I was in UG and postgraduate, I've always heard about the structure and the quality that Jamal Mohammed College provides. I would like to have a special thanks for our principal, Dr. George Amalendram sir, and the Dean of Research and Consultancy, Sajahan sir, and Syed Ali Badusha sir. A special thanks to you for being the IQAC coordinator at the same time for organizing such a wonderful event. Also thank Dr. Ali Ibrahim sir for the beautiful kirat, and the moderator and the Center of Research and Organizing Secretary Masood Ahmed sir. Thank you one and all for such a wonderful opportunity to present in front of you. Today's topic, let me first share my screen. One second. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, visible.
Okay, sir.
No.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Fundamentals of research and publication. So before starting the presentation, I'll start with a small incident that happened in 2023 ending. Around 2023, end of 2023, I went for an interview where I was placed among so many different candidates, PhD candidates from various different universities and famous institutions. Initially, we all introduced ourselves. I'm Abdur Rahman and I am so and so and everything. And the immediate next question that followed was like, how many papers do you have? It was not in which area you are working. It's not from where you are from. It's not from which institute you are from, or it's not based on NAC committee marks. The next immediate question that was asked to most of the PhD candidates who were there for interview was, how many papers do you have? So this particular question should be sought after in multiple ways. Is quantity important or quality important? Let's say PhD scholars, they want at least a minimum of 2 papers to finish their PhD in Scopus. After joining as an assistant professor in a college, they continuously need papers in order to have promotion, in order to have an academic growth. Let's say if even Newton is alive today, Isaac Newton, he would not be eligible for promotion because you see, he did not publish as many papers as the scholars who are publishing in recent days. In his entire life, he has published only 10 articles. So am I supporting that you should be publishing less articles? No, of course not. What I support is that more than quantity, the quality of a research article is very important. And to achieve quality, everybody thinks that their paper is of good quality, but to achieve that, we need a particular system. The system that many conferences that I've been to, many journal articles, even in their bio, they make an update that you either publish or perish. But the problem with India is that India as a country, Indian publication is that there are a lot of articles, Hindu articles, Times of India, Herald News, all these, they make a mention that now India is not doing publish or perish. It's not you are forcing the faculty to publish, or either you perish, you are not anymore in the academia. It's rather published and still perishing. Published and still perishing because the quality of the publication is not top notch. That is a main concern. Instead of publishing 5 article, there is a saying, or there is a general statement that I could hear among the faculty members of various institutions or among my peers, that or people who studied PhD with me, when they go to other institutions, they say, Abdur, will collaborate on a paper. 1 year, one paper. It has almost become like a insurance policy. 1 year, one paper. So this is giving a different aspect to Indian publications. See, these are all some articles that are published. For example, high output. In India, between January 2020 and May 2025, India has contributed around 16 lakh papers. But it is in the 19th position in H index, which means we are not being much cited. It is just produced more. Like we have sugar mills. There is a particular word that is getting trendy these days, which is paper mills. Indian researchers are publishing papers like mills. That is what they are stating. Publishing like this has a lot of disadvantages, right from the amount of retraction. So now, as faculty members and scholars, what should we be doing? That is the ultimate question that we can ask in this interview. I mean, in this lecture. I have divided into 2 parts. While the topic is fundamentals of research and research publications, first let us discuss about research publications first. Generally, a lot of faculty members, a lot of research scholars, they are waiting for some random journal to accept our publication. This is case 1. Case number 2, I am ready to pay a particular amount in order to get my paper published, be it any journal, any Scopus Index journal. All they want, all they aim towards is a Scopus Index journal. Third, let me find some person who can do funding for the publication that I'm doing, be it any journal. So there is a publication spree that is going on. On the other hand, how is Indian publication viewed is that some editors, when they contact me or when I hear through some professors, I am getting to know that when an Indian author, when an Indian researcher is the sole author of an article, the journals generally they are not accepting it. They are wanting collaboration from US. Why? Because we are producing more in number and the quality is getting low in number. So the first aspect that we should see is that research publication, while there are actually 2 aspects that we can see from the entire speech. One is research publishers, journals. That is one aspect. On the other aspect is the authors, researchers, faculty members. So publication deals mostly with the journals and the publishers. First, we should learn how to reject journals. Instead of getting rejected by a journal, we should know how to reject journals. It is not only going to, get your profile better, but also save a lot of time. There is a PhD scholar. He joined in the year 2016. He submitted his paper in 2017 and waited for 1 year and published in a journal which was later found to be predatory. They claim to be Scopus, but they are not Scopus. Some journals are in Scopus, but at the same time, when you send your paper alone will not be indexed in Scopus. There are some journals which are in Q4, which are about to get out of Scopus. So there are different aspects of journals. So before sending our paper, we should be very, very careful to which journal that we send our paper. So I hope you all have already known the Scopus website, in which there are certain criteria that you should checklist before sending your paper to a particular journal. The first is that you go to scopus.com, and if you click this particular 3 dots or 3 lines, you see something called sources, in which we can search for journals either through their name or through their ISSN number. The information such as the title of the journal here, the number of years that it is indexed in Scopus, 2005, 2011 to 2021, the name of the publisher, the ISSN number, all gets displayed when you search for a Scopus journal. Here, all this information gives a lot of understanding about whether the journal will be in Scopus or will go out of Scopus. The first point that is very, very outright is that some journals will outrightly say that the coverage is discontinued in Scopus. So when you see this in a journal's name, please reject those journals. Please don't send your papers to those journals, because they won't be indexing your paper in Scopus. Rather, they will be publishing your paper in the journal. So indexing in Scopus is different from publishing in a journal which was indexed by Scopus. Secondly, the second aspect that we should see, are you able to follow me? Or should I go a little more fast?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So if you want to ask something, you can feel free to interact in between, because what I am seeing is my very own screen. So if you can turn on your video also, it would be very fine, so that I can have a feeling that I'm talking to somebody. The second, what we have to see, the first I told is that directly it will be mentioned coverage discontinued in Scopus. But in some journal articles, it won't be mentioned. Does it mean that it is still in Scopus, it is safe to send your paper to this particular journals? No, not actually. The second aspect that we should be checking is the years that it is indexed. This particular journal, if you see, it has been indexed in 1971. Then again, the journal went out. It came again to Scopus at 1973. Then again, the journal has gone out. Then again, it came in 1976, stayed for some 10 years. In 1984, it has gone out. And in 1986, it has come. Again, it has gone out. So it has followed a pattern, like going in and out of Scopus. So it indirectly means that this journal can go out of Scopus anytime. There is no consistency. So the second aspect that we should check is that the years, whether it is constantly in Scopus or is it going in and out of Scopus. And the third aspect that we should check is the total number of documents published in each year. This will clearly show whether these journals are predatory, or these journals are money-minded, or these are actually quality journals. When you click the Scopus content coverage below the journal information, you will see that in each year, how many articles they are publishing. In 2007, they were very good journals. They published around 36 documents. And slowly it is rising to 76 in 2014. And in 2015, they published 77 documents. This is when the editor understands, the publisher understands that people are willing to pay a lot of money for publishing their articles, because for promotion, Scopus is there. For finishing PhD, it is the eligibility criteria. To get into an interview, to get into a better job, now Scopus is important. So journals clearly understand, some predatory journals understand that you really want to get a paper in Scopus, and they will start accepting any and every paper that is being sent to them. Let's calculate this journal's income alone. This is one of a very small journal, not even significant. It's a very small journal. It has published around 481 documents in 2016. And according to information that I got from one of the documents, one of the authors of a document is that they had collected around 50,000 rupees. 50,000 rupees in 2016 for publishing one single document. So calculate, they have published 481 documents in 2016, which means 481 into 50,000 rupees. That is how much they have collected. And in 2017, they have published 876 articles in Scopus. The amount crosses beyond crores and crores. And believing this particular journal article, if we send our particular article in 2018 onwards, this journal is not available in Scopus. He has gone abscond, looted all the money. He is nowhere to be found. So this is how some journals work. So what we should learn from this particular journal is that when the number or total number of articles drastically increases, from 36 to 76 is fine, but from 76 to 481 and then 876 is not a normal increase. It is a substantial increase. Please certain article. Now, each article still a taking to a journal which is constantly doing in 2,200. So if they are in the range, it's actually safe to send our particular our paper to, but we actually risking our own money, our time in simple pay. The second here now, could any one of you tell me that why this particular journal article we should not be sending? Is there any clue? This is a particular journal article that is in Scopus. It's in the field of literature and literary theory, language and linguistics. It has been consistent from 2019 to 2023. What is the problem with this particular journal? Can anyone deduce? At least could try. Yes? I'm hearing no response.
Scopus indexing is discontinued, sir.
No, it is still publishing because this particular screenshot I had taken in 2023 when addressing some other department. So the problem with this particular, that is a very insightful answer. Sir has identified it properly that it is 2025. It had stopped from 2023. That is correct. But the screenshot I've taken it in 2023. But there is one more problem. We should be also carefully examining the publisher. The publisher here is Universidad Complutense Madrid. What is wrong with sending our paper to a publisher like this? This is a university-based publication, which means that generally when we send our paper, it is advisable for us to send it to either Taylor and Francis, Springer, IEEE, Science Direct. These are all Wiley. These are all famous publishers. But when you send it to the so-called non-famous publishers, you should be also careful of them. Why? Because they publish very, very less number of articles, 17, 13, 13, 12, 17, which actually makes our chance of getting to the journal very slim. Let's say we are sending our paper to this journal. Out of the 1,000 articles that they receive, they will only publish 17 documents, which is actually very less, which comes to around 0.7% or so. So the acceptance rate is very less. Let's say, even if you are entirely confident in your paper and you entirely believe that your paper fits the aim and scope so well and it is one of the industry best paper, you still should not submit to a journal like this before checking the 17 documents. When I checked these 17 documents, these are all the 17 documents that were published in Scopus. And I found one thing that is similar in all the publication, which is the names of the author. Barokal, Saurus, Mata, Castro. None of these are Indian names. So I had a doubt whether they don't accept Indian authors or they don't accept anything, or is it a coincidence? So I went to the author information and I checked the details of all the authors, and I was getting to understand that all the authors, if you see carefully, are from a particular country: Spain, 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 Spain. So the problem with these journals is that they do not promise us that they will publish our article, and they strictly publish only authors from the Spain and Madrid. When we send our article, we will be wasting our 7 to 8 months in waiting for a review. It will be still in the only thing that will be wasted is our time. So that is the problem with sending our papers to journals like this without clarifying the publisher details. And I have certain key points before sending any paper to any journal. The first one is to check for their aim and scope very clearly. The second is to take a sample paper from that particular journal and model your paper based on it. What is it? Let's say we are researching, we are not innovating something, we are not getting a patent, where we are not entirely designing an entire new thing. Rather, we are researching something. So obviously there will be a model paper, there will be a prior research publication that guides us. Check the journal that particular article is published in, and also take a lot of notes from the particular paper. And when you're drafting your article, make sure you cite that particular article from the journal. And when you are sending a cover letter to the journal during submission, make sure to mention this particular point. Rather than just asking ChatGPT to write a cover letter, because we have all the patience to spend a lot of time in writing a paper. But when writing cover letter, including me, we get very impatient. We just want to write a random letter and send it to the journal stating that this paper is very important. For every single author, his or her paper is absolutely important to them. So what we should be writing in the cover letter is that I have taken resource from your journal, and it is a future direction of the paper that is being published in your journal. And also cite some of the articles from their own journal so that you fit very well into the journal. And then the third is references. References, I have one more slide to talk about. Formatting. Formatting is very, very important. If you want to actually get the access of proper APA formatting, most of us, we follow APA for journals. You can go to apa.com, in which American Psychological Association, they have given a sample Word document. They have given a sample Word document. Maybe I'll try to get it for you. I mean, if you click the first link over here, so this particular link, if you want to take a screenshot, you can. This is apastyle.apa.org. If you go in this particular website, here you see, here we get professional sample paper without annotation in docs format, Word format. They give it to you, and you will have to download this particular paper and copy paste the title of your paper according to the journal style, so that your paper looks 100% appropriate, properly formatted for the journal. And some journals, they do recommended latex. Latex is a software where you can format your paper. It is actually very easy. to learn it. It will take maybe 2 to 3 days to learn LaTeX. They will give you the template. All you have to do is that download the software, copy, paste the content of your paper to the software, and it will give you a properly formatted article. So that is something that we can learn, maybe another workshop. It could help me to be in contact with such a reputed institution like JAMAL. And yes, as I already told you, we can cite some articles from the same journal. And we should be aware of 3 types of citations. The first is parenthetical, which comes within the bracket. The second is narrative. Where you will have to use this is when you are writing a sentence and the sentence has no connection with the author. That is when we use parenthetical citation. Narrative citation we use when we have the connection of the author's name with the sentence. For example, Rahul stated that. In this particular sentence, Rahul has been included in the writing style. So this narrative citation should be used. At the same time, multiple citation should be used whenever you make a controversial statement, or whenever you make a statement that needs more support, or whenever you say the sentence. When I review some articles, there are some lines that are written by authors where they write multiple studies report that. They say multiple studies report that. But in the citation, in-text citation, they cite only one article. So how can I, comprehend the other articles? Where are the other articles? We don't know. They say multiple articles support this particular idea, but they cite only one article. So that could be avoided. In such cases, more than one article could be done in text citation. And finally, there is one more thing that we should check with Scopus page, which is the source type. If at all it is journal, please send it, because it will be published as an article. Make sure you are aware. It's not wrong to publish a book series or a book chapter or contribute to an editorial page. It is always good, but don't be fooled that sending any article to a particular journal in Scopus is going to be published as an article. Sometimes it could be a book series. For PhD scholars, it can cancel your eligibility, because the paper will be in Scopus database, but it is there not as an article, but as a book series. If at all the eligibility criteria is there in JAMAL, I'm not very sure about it. But in many institutions, 2 journal articles indexed in Scopus are compulsory. Now, coming to the second aspect of research, fundamentals of research. Yes, let me just, yes. Okay. One second. I'm just getting to see the people. Okay. Next is fundamentals of research. So while we have seen already the publications, how we communicate to journals, which publication should we contact, which we should be avoiding. The second segment is a very, very important segment where we authors, it is more about the research article itself. So I believe that the fundamental of research is quality. The quality has been drastically compromised, that in the last 5 years, the total number of research articles has drastically increased, but the quality has drastically dropped. The number of articles produced has drastically increased, but the number of rejection has also drastically increased. So little bit of stat about it. One second. Yes. It has almost become like an inflation. Inflation is when a country's money loses value. Similarly, the more we produce, the value of the article is getting decreased. This does not mean that we should not be producing articles. Rather, I am supporting that quality research should be conducted. So my next research, not yet published, but I'm working on how research scholars, particularly, they write a paper. What are the steps that they follow? So I understood they follow a particular system before PhD. I mean, before COVID or before, let's say, ChatGPT, there is a different system. Post ChatGPT, the research scholars are following a different system. It is a very, very alternative system. So what are these two systems? What is the updated system? Updated system is the system that we are using right now. Most of the people, I am not telling all of us are using it, but most of us are getting used to ChatGPT. Is it wrong to use ChatGPT ethically? No. Using ChatGPT, even journals in their ethics and policies page, terms and conditions page very clearly state that you can use ChatGPT for language improvement and for certain elements in certain journals, but we should not be entirely generating text from ChatGPT. So this updated system, so there is another question. If at all I generate content from ChatGPT, can they find it out? They can guess, they can assume, but they cannot prove. Even Turnitin, even the advanced AI detectors, they can assume that 80% of your text is AI generated, but they cannot prove anything. So that takes us to the next question. What is the difference between a quality research article and a ChatGPT research article? So this is a research article that is published, written by a human, I suppose. And this was published in, I guess, 2021, exactly before ChatGPT. The paper was published even little before that. And this is the system that we are talking about right now, the system that we are following with ChatGPT. So I saw this particular paper and I thought maybe I will generate a paper with just the use of ChatGPT to just show the difference between original article and a ChatGPT article. So this article is an original article and this is a ChatGPT article. I have not compromised in prompting. Some of you could say that, see, if you prompt ChatGPT properly, it will give you optimum results. But see, here I have prompted it also properly. Like write only 150 words because it is not capable of writing a lot of words. And then write the introduction, high quality research article, appropriate in-text citation in academic tone, because I have copy pasted it from one of the researchers and we had a long discussion on how they are using this particular ChatGPT as a research system. And I came up with this PPT. I'm also giving the title, Overcoming Academic Vocabulary Errors Through Online Corpus Consultation, the case of Saudi English majors. I have given the topic, total number of words, the idea, and I also asked it to give a citation. Very nicely, like an academician, it has written an entire 150 words passage here. The moment it got generated, I was shocked. It on the out looks, it looks very good. It looks like a Q1 journals paper. But the problem is when I close read it, it has given me a lot of citations, right? These citations, it has hallucinated. When I checked the articles, for example, this first article you see, Al Hassan, it has given. And when I checked the DOI number, it directly led me to this page where the author is Ismail. You face ethical issues if at all you cite this particular paper, because there is no such paper in the Arab World Journal. So in such case, you could face an ethical issue, or maybe your paper could also be retracted. Okay, then I thought maybe only one source is wrong. Let me go to the second source. And the second source was published. Author is correct. Title is correct. But the publisher is wrong. Here, Cambridge University Press has published it. But what they have given is Springer, which is wrong. This is so wrong. So I carefully think some of the articles that it gives, at least 5% of them, it gives, and it says certain information which are not even present in the article that it cites. Recently, I got a citation, and I have a habit of reading all the papers that cites me. And in one paper, I am reading that a person has cited me. He has written something which I myself don't know, and that person has cited me. He is talking that VEI interface is being advocated by Rahman. I never advocated it. I don't even know what VEI is. So this is the exact problem, because that person could have generated and through ChatGPT got my paper and cited it. And this is an ongoing issue with citation. And journal articles these days, they cross-check the DOI links. DOI links, they cross-check it. And if this is not matching properly along with the title and author name, they reject it immediately. And the next problem is that I went through, let's forget citations. Now citations are all wrong. Next, let's go to the article search. Some words like pivotal has emerged as a pedagogical tool, and it's a challenge. All these are repeated words these days in every single paragraph. They say that this particular field is very important. For everyone, their own field is important. So it makes only generic statement. It does not write attractively. And see, in the very first 150 words, it started talking about the dependent variable, which is not the usual case with any academic writing in introduction. I also, vocabulary is important, which we already know. Students are not able to produce effective works, which we already know. Because of vocabulary, they have problem. Wow, very new information, right? Which also we already know. Technology has advanced, we already know. So there is nothing novel. The language might look very, very superficial, very nice, very academic, very professional, very critical. But if you check through it with a critical lens, with a close reading, you will be able to understand that there is nothing that is significant. Rather, this is an article written by a human being. You see, from the very first sentence, he is not using any important significant. Rather, he is that mutual correlation is present between vocabulary learning and in the very line, he writes, he makes it without grammar, very little can be conveyed. Without vocabulary, nothing can be conveyed. See, this is the touch of a human being. Only a human being can write this way. AI can write, but human being is famous for his unpredictability. Somehow take a source from somewhere and somehow attach it with somewhere. That is how we are here with so and the citations of them and what I mean, I defined it gave me a 2007, 2000 are from the last 5 years. That means that your research article is outdated. It is outdated. We are not in touch with the recent research articles. Similarly, when you take this article, it's published in 2020, but has already cited in 2020, 2019, 2018, 2017, and also from old text. So this is the difference between ChatGPT made text and a human written text. And now I told this, we had a discussion over this, and then the scholars told me, see, sir, we understand that this introduction written by a human being is far better than ChatGPT. So now I have a plan. Then I thought that the plan was to write an entirely new article, but no. His plan was to copy this entire article and paste it in Quillbot so it looks like human, but just the language is changed. And so you also have a touch of human being. You also don't get caught with plagiarism. At the same time, your idea also feels like human being, but without putting much effort. Okay, then this is a brilliant idea, right? Why can't we follow it? Then I pasted a simple paragraph from a published journal article, and I asked this Quillbot to change it into language or standard language. It also gave me a very good passage, which is actually published worthy. It has given that in the context of teaching English, CLT places a strong emphasis on interaction. On the outset, as a general person, not as a researcher of this particular field, when I read it, it looks really good. It looks really good. So should I follow this particular method? Should I take articles, copy paste the paragraph, paraphrase it? The problem is, from a general point of view, when I see it, this feels absolutely fine. But when I read it as a researcher, this is the problem. It has changed all the technical words. For example, let's say English language teaching is my area of specialization. It has paraphrased the context itself. It's context of teaching English. ELT teachers or English language teachers or English educators know that approach is not method. It has very clearly changed approach into method. We know that task-based language teaching is an approach. It's not a method. It has changed it. This itself will make the paper get rejected. And we know that the meaning of complete is not finished. We know that cognitive development is not cognitive growth. That is a completely different concept from cognitive development. And similarly, learning experience is very different from educational process. Just because it changes the language doesn't mean it is always correct. So even this method is flawed. Uh, is it audible, sir?
Yes, yes, audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sometimes
Yeah.
the
So
yeah.
sometimes it's not audible. Okay. So even this particular method
Doctor,
is
shall
not
we?
always correct.
Yeah,
It
shall
is
we can wind up
also.
in 10 minutes, not 4:40 because the teachers have to.
Sure, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Sure. So this is a particular system that is flawed. So what we planned is that we have to create a system for research scholars, for faculty members to break this particular AI system to a writing mode. So we understand that PhD is difficult, but it is not difficult because you are not able to study. It is difficult because you have unorganized notes, lack of track, time management, thousands of articles. We don't have proper planning, and that is why it becomes difficult. So we generated a system as research scholars, around 3 to 4 members, collecting survey from around 500 to 600 scholars. We generated a particular system which will make you produce a quality publication, a publication that is untouched by artificial intelligence, a publication which will help you to progress in publication, which is this particular planner that we have created. This particular planner, you can either follow the instruction that this planner says, or you can do it on your own. The reason that I am displaying this particular planner is that it is carefully curated from so many hundreds of researchers. At the same time, it has elements that you can follow. For example, this is all the contents of the PhD planner that we have generated. You all know that PhD scholar will never start with a particular till the last year of his PhD. The first topic will be completely different. We have segments. It is very important to continue or to remember your title, how it translates over a period of time. And we have the entire research planning done for you. that means we have separate sections for your research profile. My name is Abdul Rahman, and I know that there are thousands of Abdul Rahman in Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Kuwait, UAE, everywhere. So it is very important to make a mention of Scopus Author ID, Web of Science ID. It is very important to keep track of all the statement of problem from different sources, calculate, like measure their year, title, author name, and everything. It is important to take notes of the research gap, research objectives, and we know that a research article will have around 4 objectives. So we carefully curated it that only 4 objectives that you can tick. We have made it like that. You can generate a lot, but finalize with 4. We have given sections for research questions, hypothesis. Hypothesis has different types of hypothesis. And along with all this, if at all you don't know what is a research gap, we have given clear explanation of what research gap is. And we have operational definition. And it is very important to keep a track of PhD. So meetings with the guide, it is also very important. We have given separate slots for serial number, date, topic of discussion, what topic, what discussion you had with your guide, what are all the meetings that you had with your guide, what questions were asked to you in doctoral committee meeting, what was your reply, the quotation. For example, I told you a recent quotation from a research article. Similarly, there will be so many quotation. I know a particular person who took about 30 pages of quotation without noting the author's name and the title of the book, which they cannot use in research work. So it is very important, this particular section, for scientific research scholars, tools used, analysis and results, sample papers where you can take ideas from other papers, keywords and variables. Why this is important? If you can note down your proper keywords, as I have only 10 minutes, the entire meaning of keywords will be mentioned above. With the keywords, you can create in Rabbit AI the entire literature review. Meaning to tell that you can find all the relevant articles, not ask it to write, but just finding it through search engine optimization. We have separate segments for authors, and we have for conceptual dive of your plagiarism reports. Same article should not be taken plagiarism multiple times, it will increase it. So it is important to also make a note of number of attempts, sections to add in thesis, journals in scope. Let's say randomly I'm giving a journal name. You will have to take note of it. Doctoral committee members, finally, acknowledgement. So this is the PhD's planner that we have generated it as a system. If you are getting it from our website, it will be a guide for you to go through your PhD, to go through your research in a very, very structured way. If not, you can follow the aspects that I told you to carefully craft your thesis or carefully craft your article. And this is a personalized planner for all the PhD scholars. It has separate sections for supervisor, separate section for institutional branding. Let's say if the institution is happy to purchase this particular product, I can very well brand this particular logo of the institution, which will be a branding not only for us, but also for the institution also. And at the end of the planner, we also have a QR facility in which you can raise doubts. You can raise doubts regarding research and you will get a reply within 24 hours. And this planner is costed in the website for around 460. For the institutions, we are giving, especially for JAMAL, we are giving for around 320 per copy, including the delivery charges and other charges. So finally, to take a word on it, we strongly believe that education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. It is just training you properly. So we believe we train scholars to think, plan, and execute. So this is the details of the planner. I will show it once again. You can please take a screenshot of it. If at all you want to get a copy, I will send in bulk to your institution if possible. You can take a screenshot of it. You can contact the WhatsApp number or give us a mail that you want to get a copy of this particular planner. So kindly take a screenshot. And the entire planner is only this much. The entire planner is only this much. So it will be very easy and convenient for you to follow through. Yeah, this is something that we have created. Thank you very much for the opportunity. So can we have just 2 to 3 minutes? If at all you have any clarifications, we can have a small discussion, maybe for 2 to 3 minutes. Hello?
Yeah. Audience,
Yes.
sir, participants, please. If you have any clarification you want to know, you can interact, and you can speak.
It is not audible, ma'am. Can you? Yeah. I guess I will just type the contact details in the chat box for you, or I will just share my screen. All right. So this is the product. If you want to contact me or if you have any doubts, you can contact me. So with this, I would like to conclude the speech. Thank you very much for the wonderful opportunity provided. Ma'am, if there is someone who is speaking, I'm not able to grasp it.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. It is my honor to propose a vote of thanks for today's webinar. I thank Almighty for blessed us enough strength to conduct this webinar in a smooth and seamless manner. Alhamdulillah. My sincere thanks to our respected Secretary and Correspondent Sir, respected Treasurer Sir, and Assistant Secretary Sir for their visionary leadership and continuous encouragement, without which this event would not have been possible. Thank you, sirs. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our principal, whose unwavering guidance and support are the driving force behind all our endeavors. Thank you very much, sir. My sincere gratitude to our esteemed directors, vice principal, and additional vice principals for their valuable guidance. Thank you, sirs and madam. A very special thank to our resource person, Dr. Abdul Rahman, whose insightful and thought-provoking presentation has left a lasting impact on all of us. Thank you very much, sir. I would like to express our deep sense of gratitude to Dr. A. Sajahan, Dean of Research, and Dr. M. Said Ali Badshah, Coordinator IQAC, for their invaluable support and guidance, which ensured the seamless execution of this webinar. Thank you, sirs. Finally, I want to thank all the faculty members for their enthusiastic participation. Your presence and engagement are a testament to the collaborative spirit of our institution. Thank you, sirs and madam. I thank Dr. Kannan for the technical support provided. Thank you, sir. Thank you once again. Thank you all. All the participants are requested to submit their feedback through the link posted in the chat box. I repeat, all the participants are requested to submit their feedback through the link posted in the chat box. Thank you very much.